First tonight, did you know around 150 soldiers have been deployed from the East Midlands to defend one of Europe's most vulnerable borders, and tonight we're going to be joining them live. The Royal Anglians, they're based at Kendrew Barracks in Rutland, but they're currently in northern Poland near what is known as the Suwalki Gap. Now that's a narrow strip of land that connects NATO's Baltic states to their European allies. It's a buffer between the Russian enclave of Kaliningrad and Russia's closest ally, Belarus. And of course it's a time of heightened tension because of the nearby conflict in Ukraine. Well, our social affairs correspondent, as you can see, Jeremy Ball, is there for us tonight. Good evening, Jeremy.
Yeah, good evening, Anne. Welcome to the Bimowo-Piski camp. This is NATO's base in this part of Poland, and this is where they keep all the British armoured vehicles, the Foxhounds, the Coyotes, the Jackals. This is the kind of stuff that the Royal Anglians are using for what's known as reconnaissance, which can mean searching for enemy lines, the troops right up front. And we've also been seeing some of them training to be snipers too, which means they actually have to do this, get tested on their map reading skills, as well as firing those guns. Importantly, they are also eyes and ears. They can do things like calling in heavy weapons, and this is a role that can also make them personal targets too, which is the reason we're not identifying them. One soldier from Leicester, though, showed me how they blend in.
So I'm wearing a ghillie shroud over the top. You put hessian on it, like sandbags that have been stripped down. You put some hair bubbles, a lot of hours stripping sandbags. Yeah, it's a little bit like you've got to try and hide, they've got to try and find you. But obviously there's a lot of other things involved, like navigating there, try and get into a good position.
So Jeremy, you said at the beginning that this is a strategic pinch point between NATO and Russian forces. Can you explain exactly why?
Well, yeah, I mean, put simply, Anne, because, you know, those Russian forces are only 40 miles or so from here at a time, of course, when tensions have been escalating because of that war in Ukraine. We are also very close to a medieval city called Elk in Poland's very chilly Lake District. Now, that has been invaded many times throughout its history. So the Anglians are here to help Polish forces stop something like that happening again too. And I've been speaking to one of the poachers' officers here, an officer who comes from Sneinton in Nottingham.
We are essentially the eyes for the US firepower here. The Romanians offering the protection, the Croatians extra infantry capability. So it's really important what we're doing out here, and we have together formed a very capable and credible battle group.
But your troops, as reconnaissance troops, are up front.
Yeah.
Are they the ones that would get fired on first?
Well, yeah, but the part of the idea of reconnaissance is you remain unseen. You can use the capabilities that they have to see the enemy before they get seen themselves, move in the shadows essentially, and identify the targets for the bulk of the United States and the Polish forces that are in the area.
How prepared are you for the possibility of that Ukraine conflict expanding into NATO territory and you being in one of the most vulnerable areas?
By joining the army, you know that you are. There's risk of hostilities and fighting, whatever. The whole point in having a functional, credible army is it's willing to fight wars. And by being willing to fight wars, you hopefully take that action off the table for your adversaries.
You're fighting with traditional weapons, but a lot of wars are being fought with drones these days, aren't they?
The fine function that reconnaissance does is only enhanced by drones. And the drones can only get to the right place by having competent soldiers who can get there in the first place. It's not a bad place to be deployed. It's a lovely country, great history, great culture, and it's been great to be out here.
So this is a really, really important job, and join us tomorrow for more from the Royal Anglians. We'll be seeing how they deal with an ambush under fire, and also how they're training to repel a tank invasion too. That's tomorrow night on East Midlands Today.